IMT Conversations with Rhod, Tecson. An incisive and sharp discussion of today's current issues. Ang pagpadayon sa duwa ka dekada nga serbisyo publiko. IMT Conversations with Rhod, Tecson.
Philippines, good afternoon. My name is Rhod Tecson and this is IMT Conversations on IMT News. Kamusta sa aton nga mga kauturan bago lang tapos istra na ita parte sa krisis. Ang baboy alan ken siya. Tiyanan mo may ASF kung naigo kada karon sa ground zero or within the 1 kilometer radius sa ground zero, then kag nagpositive pag ang baboy mo, wala ka choice, i-depopulate ina. Hindi man ikaw kasi nga ako lang ma-depopulate. It has to be the authorities. Now, I like can see siya because after a while, 3 to 4 months, amo nang aton nga ginabaligya, ginabakal ta sa mga gamit ta, ginagasto ta sa mga galastuhan naton nga iban. Now, this is about finances. Masagot ta 3 ka baboy, kung 1 ka baboy, gamiton ta sa tuition, ang 1 ka baboy para sa birthday ni Inday, ang 1 ka baboy para sa maintenance ni tatay. Dason, nag-ospital si tatay, paigata lang na yung birthday ni Inday, ang income nga natipon naton, amo to gamito naton from that baboy. That's what you call literacy. Amo nang makabig naton, kaalam mo, ihibalo mo, kung paano gastuhon ang kwarta. And from baboy, diri kita sumong sa istoryahan ta. Let's talk about financial literacy. Ang home credit, sino bilang wala nakabati sa home credit man? Kami malang ni Ayan Paul Cordero ang wala naga-patronize sa home credit. Not because malain ang home credit, but simply because hindi kami masaligan sa credit. No? Ano gani yan ang aton yung record? Bad record sa credit. No? So, hindi kita financially literate. But of course, we can repair that. And home credit is doing a roadshow here in Iloilo. This is about Wais sa Home, a financial literacy program para nga mabuligan ang mga Ilonggo. Kaupod naton live sa Siningamang Tinion to talk more about this program sa home credit. Ang Public Relations Officer sa Home Credit Philippines, Russel Patina. Russel, maayong hapon.
Ngayong hapon, Sir Rhod, and to all the viewers of IMT sa subong nga hapon. Isa ka maulanon nga hapon sa aton lahat.
Gani man, maulanon gid man. Salamat gid sa sining kay gananya ginatag mo sa aton. Tell us about this roadshow.
Yes, so we actually started this Wais sa Home Roadshow, which is one of the many that we'll have across the Philippines sang amon nga flagship financial literacy program sa Home Credit Philippines. We started last October 5 here in Iloilo City. So may ara kita nangin caravan. So we went around the city to promote Home Credit Philippines in our programs. Also, we did a program in partnership with OWA and the Iloilo City Public Employment Services Office, no? Para sa atong mga OFW kag sa ilang mga pamilya, which is also the basics of financial literacy and also kung paano nila maprotektahan ng ilang kaugalingon sa mga scams and frauds, which we know is a very prevalent issue. Tanan kita siguro nakabaton na sang text message nga nagdaog kita sa loto kag i-contact naton si Attorney Juan de la Cruz, di ba? Also, we included in this program are the digital financial tools such as e-wallets and the other financial tools nga magamit gid sang aton nga mga kauturan sa pag-manage ng ilang finances, also sa pag-transfer ng kwarta, sa pagtipon ng kwarta, and whatnot. So this is a part of the bigger advocacy of Home Credit Philippines to empower Filipinos through financial literacy and financial inclusion. May araman kita sang naging programa sa MH Del Pilar Haro, ag sa Nabitasan La Paz. So ini naman yung tawag natin yung community-based financial literacy program. And actually, at the end of the month, actually November na, we're also going to be doing a partnership with University of Iloilo FinMA Education Network para naman sa aton nga mga estudyante. So at Home Credit, we believe na the sooner or the earlier we start educating the population with regards to the basics of budgeting and saving, or generally financial literacy, the better it is, because hambal ganit nila, sometimes it's difficult to teach old dogs new tricks, right? But if
Tama.
we start to establish good financial habits early on habang estudyante pa sila, and eventually when they become, employed, and even become head of their own households later on, at least they already have the foundation for them to have better financial know-how. And also, of course, once you have a better financial know-how, then you also get to save for your own future, for your family's future.
Okay. You're talking about this Wais sa Home. And isa sa mga programa sini is the community-based financial literacy program. Tell us how this is being done.
So we actually identify like specific communities in partnership with our district sales office. Actually, as a matter of fact, we've celebrated our 6th year anniversary sa Amon District Sales Office diri sa Iloilo this October man. And also as a whole in the Philippines, October is also our anniversary, so it's actually our 9th year in the country. So for the communities, they are identified, they are district sales representatives. Of course, we partner with the barangay leaders. They're actually there also to facilitate, and then we invite their constituents. No? So what goes down basically is we bring our financial literacy program. Natudloan namon sila sa mga basics nga dapat nila mabalaan about sa pag-spend sa nila kwarta. May ara kami session on needs versus wants, right? So hambagan nila sometimes gakabudol kita sa mga online shopping or magkadto sa mall, and sometimes we buy things that we don't necessarily need, where in fact we could actually use the money that we spend for those things to either save up for our dream, maghay-ubalay, magbakal sang salakyan, or mag-start sa atong negosyo, right? But most of the time, a lot of us shop based on emotions. Hambal ganit nila, diba? So through that session, we get to encourage people to rethink their purchases and to justify to themselves whether their purchase is actually a need. Kinanglan gid bala na, hindi ta bala mabuhi kung wala na, o kung is this something that we can defer to when we have the money or may ara ta kwarta. So December, lapit na lang, diba? So for sure, damo na naman ta bonus ini. And we expect people to spend more as well. But I think what we'd like to give as information or as learning to sa aton mga community constituents is that when we purchase, it has to be a wise purchase, a wise spend. That way we get to reserve our money for when we have emergencies, or when we want to start a business, or for a future aspiration or goal.
So this is not just about marketing home credit, kay maduduma naton sang nagasugod si home credit diri. May mga personnel sa ang home credit sa kada stall, especially sa cellphone section sa SM, sa pila ka mga malls. Ma'am, sir, bakal ka cellphone, pwede mo i-home credit lang. This time daw si home credit na nagambal nga, sure ka, bakal ka cellphone? Need mo cellphone? Basi may iban ka nga need? Is that the way Wais sa Home is being undertaken or initiated as of the moment?
Yeah, so it's actually a part of our bigger, mission to empower people, right? So we're actually in the business of consumer financing. So kung makita nyo kami sa mga malls natin diri sa syudad, makita nyo gid ang among mga employees. But as you have mentioned, Sir Rhod, earlier, we're also in the business of responsible lending. So our business is not just lending or POS loans or cash loans. We're actually in the business of ensuring that we are there when people need us most, right? But we do not over-debt our clients or our customers. Actually, we have a very stringent assessment process. So we don't just give out loans to everyone. We want to make sure that the loans that we're giving to people are actually for people who can still afford to repay. Because as you've mentioned nga earlier, we also do not want to come to a point where mag-contribute pa kami sa problema nila sa credit, no? Kung balaan man naton nga medyo hindi pa nila masarangan ma-repay ang mga loans, then as much as possible we also do not approve those loans, not just for the company's sake but also for the benefit of our customers, because we do not want to over-debt them or to contribute kung damo na sila utang, di na naman gusto nga dugangan pa na. So our point of view is always we want to help you get over your credit issues first. So as much as possible, we'd like to encourage people, to really clear off their debts, to settle their debts before taking out another loan or another installment. So that's really a part of our mission. And funny that you mentioned earlier na usually makita nyo kami sa malls, we actually bring ang amon nga mga sales agents when we do the financial literacy, because we've always been known to be the sometimes annoying makulit lang talaga na people whenever you go to malls, especially sa mga gadgets and devices. But we also actually do that with our employees as well. We have a financial wellness program internally. And a bigger part of that is also once, we've empowered our own employees already with financial literacy, we want them to go to their communities and actually spread the word and help more people become, financially wiser and more financially empowered.
All right. Manami ni because at least ang responsibility amat-amat naton nga ginapasulod sa balanon sang pag-utang, and at the same time sa balanon sang mga installments bala ni gadgets. And I know home credit is no longer just about gadgets.
Yes.
I went inside a particular store last time, and dagko nga mga items ang ginabaligya, and there's the stall of the table of home credit sa ila. So both silingon amo nakadako sina. And this is not just about you targeting the younger market, but this time ang dakton. So sa sining nga na kamusta naman ang reception sang tao diri sa sining ginahimo na isa home sa Iloilo?
Yeah, we're actually very happy with the reception of the Ilonggos to our programs. And even our marketing initiatives here in the city. As a matter of fact, over the weekend, we actually have 2 events lined up. So one is our partnership with Iloilo e-games. So esports naman ini siya. Ginasuportahan naton as part of our advocacy as well in home credit. And also, we're actually here at Festive Mall Annex. So may arak ta din LGBT Entrepreneur Fair as part of Iloilo Pride Fiesta. So at Home Credit, we don't just limit ourselves to when we have transactions with our customers. We actually want to go to the communities and support the different causes and advocacies that also align with our business values. In terms of reception, we're very much happy. We actually have 420 plus merchants in Iloilo City alone. Across the country, we have 14,000 in growing. So tama yun na Sir Rhod ang inambal mo kanina nga, it's no longer just about cell phones or gadgets anymore for us. We're actually onboarding a lot of merchant partners. So kung gusto mo sang home appliances, even home furnishings, we already have partners for that in the city of Iloilo and actually across the Philippines. And we've expanded as well. Sooner or later, we've actually launched several partnerships as well. You can have your weddings, the venue, via hotels with Home Credit. We opened one in Kalinog in Iloilo just last week. And also in restaurants, so you can already use Home Credit to either pay for installments or we also have Kwarta. So that's our virtual limit. So you can actually pay directly using Kwarta. So that's our virtual credit line to the merchant partners that we have across the Philippines. So far, we're very much happy. And this is a long-term partnership that we want to do with a lot of our communities, with the different programs, initiatives, and organizations, and even at the LGU level. So we have a lot of shared programs that we're working on, not only in Iloilo, but also across the Philippines.
Okay, this crossed my mind actually in relation to sa isa ka send diri sa aton nga question online natuhoy sa aton sining discussion subong hambalanon ini sang sinoktanay. Hindi ko ma-discuss ang iyang concern because hindi ako privy sa iya sining transaction. Now, ang akon lang is on a personal experience because I want to know kung ano katuod. No? We have this, ang halos tanan subong orders na online na. And then may mga ga-offer na sang online nga wallet nga credit line. So ako, I have two credit lines sa duha ka online nga shopping something. And then ang isa 10,000, ang isa 30,000 yata. Then ang utang ako sa sapatos nga 329 pesos, China. And then tag 29 pesos ang ako balayran kada bulan. Ginmiss ko inihungod after paying 3 times, ginmiss ko inihungod kaduha. Duha ka bulan. Because I want to know kung tuod ining warnings nga hambal about sa mga online transactions. And this, I would assume, would include home credit. Parti sa collection. Nga kung hindi ka magbayad, mahuyaan ka because pang tawgan nila ang mga tao nga malapit sa imo. And AI can actually identify kung sino ang permi mo ang gina-text sa kamutong tawgan. And yes, Vula, it happened. Sa ahaw nga 42 pesos, may gintawgan sila. Kagintawgan ako nga nagakadlaw, ginano mo to ang imo transaction, way mo ginbayaran. Is this happening also sa home credit?
So I think we have to differentiate it because as mentioned earlier, we've been in the country for almost 9 years now. We're actually BSP regulated entity. We're registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. So home credit is one of the few among those that you've mentioned that are actually operating in what we call an ethical and responsible way. So our business here in the country complies with all the standards of our regulators. And I would like to preface that with a disclaimer, no, that there are fly-by-night digital lending platforms and tools. And a lot of times you also, receive or see these complaints online. But what differentiates us is we're actually compliant with data privacy regulations.
Yes.
So all the information that you have in our system are safe and secured. We have a GDPR, or it's the European standard in terms of handling data privacy for our consumers, and that's heavily, regulated. We have an entire unit in our company that ensures that no personal information of our customers will ever come out or leak without their consent. And also in terms of ethical collections naman, no? So I cannot speak for the rest of, the companies that you've had an experience with. But at Home Credit Philippines, we actually comply to what we call ethical collection standards. That means to say we actually have our own call center that deals with our collections. So majority of the times it would be the messages and phone calls to an extent when we go to a certain period na wala ka pa kabasag sa amon or wala ka kabayad sa utang, we remind you. The last line is to actually send our field officers to check on you because we've also had instances where napatay na ang tao, that's why wala sila kabayad or wala sila ka-reply sa amon. O kung nag-move sila into another location. So we also do not do homemakers. What we have are character references. So those na tao, you need to actually write down their names and contact information. Just for, pareho na bala sa mga IDs natin, di ba sa likod sa IDs natin, usually we see in case of emergency, please contact. So that's as far as we go in terms of reaching out to other people beyond the actual customer that has like a loan or an engagement with our business. So we do not call anyone from your phone book. We do not access, unless you consent us to access the things in your information, and we do not share your information outside our organization. So all of those are in compliance with regulations.
I need to ask that question relative sa shoot man diri sa aton nga pamangkot. I would assume this person has experienced something sa collection ni home credit and dili nagsulod ining personal experience ko sa isa ka online platform at inunto nga gusto ko lang tilawan kung tuod gid man nga AI, no? So gid man kay ti sa 52 pesos na nawag sa pinaka-frequent ko nga text nga gina-call nga number. So that is very interesting. And gusto ko tumbukon ining hambalanon sang data privacy along sa ginaistoryahan naton subong nga financial literacy and financial literacy education because this is very important insofar as protecting those consumers, like the clients of Home Credit?
Definitely. Actually, a part of our financial literacy program talks about, preventing scams
Yes.
and fraudulent activities. So we actually would like to empower our customers as well to not share their information, not share their PIN numbers, not share, their passwords and even their IDs online or to people that they do not trust and they do not know. Because we've seen time and time again how sometimes, your information can be used to access, your bank account and get other information that will grant these fraudsters or scammers access, to the hard-earned money that you have worked for. So we've seen that. And a part of our mission when we go to the communities is to actually let them know about these common fraud and scam incidents or cases. That way we can help them avoid it. And at the same time, we also encourage them to not share, their devices or leave it without protection such as security or passwords or OTP. That way they can secure their information. As you know, we also have an application. And if you have your virtual limit there, then if you just keep it open, people might be able to use it or even steal your information in the long run.
All right.
So that's really what we also want to accomplish with our initiatives here.
Alright. On the other hand, ano pa ang iba niya mga programa subong sang Home Credit, especially diri sa aton sa Western Visayas?
Yeah, so as mentioned, over the weekend, please do visit us at the SMCP Cyber Zone on the 29th and the 30th. We're a part of Unicorn, that's the e-games and the Toy Collector Summit at SM Cyber Zone. We have a booth there that you can take photos with. You can experience the best gaming laptops and mobile devices in our booth as well, care of our merchant partners in SM City Iloilo. We're still here at Festive Walk Annex. So there is a may marketplace na area, no? We're joining Iloilo Pride Fiesta, organized by the Iloilo Pride team in support of entrepreneurs in LGBT entrepreneurs specifically in the city of Iloilo. And also on the 30th, we're joining the Pride March from Esplanade sa may skating park until Festive Walk. And also we have a few more initiatives in the city. So last July, we actually also supported Iloilo Bike Festival. So rest assured for our Ilonggo customers or even those who might be interested to join these initiatives with the different partners that we have in the city, that we have a lot in store for you. So please follow our Facebook page, our socials, Home Credit Philippines. If you want to learn more about financial literacy, we also have a website. It's called waisahome.com.ph, where we share financial literacy advices and resources that you can use. And siguro see you around. We have 420 plus partners as mentioned in the province of Iloilo. So for sure, there's one Home Credit partner in your municipality or your area. And madamo gini salamat sa mga Ilonggo customers and to the Ilonggo public in general for your continued support to Home Credit Philippines in our many programs.
Russel Patina, the PRO of Home Credit Philippines, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, IMP, and ayong hapon or gabi sa atong tanan. Padayon kita.
Ang aton nga pag-istorya sa Home Credit about financial literacy. You know, this is very important because sa subong nga panahon, one wrong move, grabe gid ang epekto sina, no? May imbalance na sa imo finances, iyawan ka recover. Simply because hindi lang ikaw ang naga-experience na halos tanan bangod sa kapigaduhon kag mga problema nga ginaatubang naton. So it's never this easy. Dapat sa mga kaangay sini nga programa gina-take advantage nato ng opportunity, no? Hindi man pwedeng damo na kabataan ko padako man sila muni mo to prote, asa subo sige ka magyapon pangutang. Sige man gyapon sang pag-abot sang deadline gas sala-sala ka man sa gyapon. So it's better siguro nga i-appreciate nato ng mga kaangay sining bulig sang mga kompanya mismo nga nag-offer sang credit line sa aton para nga tama na you only get what you need. Kung hindi mo kinahanglanon, hindi kinanay. So kay kun kaysa nami man tuod nga mo gina gusto mo amo gining baklon mo, but tinag-ring mo ng amo nga cellphone nga dito ang itastag 60,000. Kung pwede ka malang ka 11,000. Kaya namin picture, hindi ka man photographer. No? Kay dasig ang data. Way manaya sa cellphone. So, tani, ini nga mga butang, ma-realize at maintindihan sa mga kabataan and even sa mga tigulang. No? Especially sa mga nanay. Kita yung mga nanay mo lang ni madasig sa mga kaangay sa transaction because at the end of the day, sila ang ginapangitaan sang tanan niya ginalalon sa sulod sa puluyan. So, pati load So, dapat tama ang pag-appreciate naton sang mga kaangay sini nga mga buluhaton. And that's the program. Wais sa home sang Home Credit Philippines. My name is Rhod Tecson, and this is IMT Conversations on IMT News.
IMT Conversations with Rhod Tecson. An incisive and sharp discussion of today's current issues. Ang pagpadayon sa duwa ka dekada nga serbisyo publiko. IMT Conversations with Rhod Tecson.